Assalamualaikum students, I am your science teacher. In this online module, we are going to discuss about chapter 6, the elements and the compounds. Molecule. Now, what is molecule? Atoms join together to make molecules. A molecule is made up of two or more atoms chemically joined together. Molecules of elements are made up of two or more atoms of the same type. For example, O2. O is the symbol for oxygen and the 2 means there are two atoms in each oxygen molecule. Next is compound. We are going to discuss about the compounds. When two or more different atoms combine, they form completely a new substance that is known as a compound. All substances are made up of atoms and the molecules because these are too small to be seen with the naked eye. It is common to represent them by a small circle or a ball, and this is known as a particle model for the atom and the molecules. A model is used as a guide for the imagination when using a theory. All matter is made up of small particles. Elements are made up of only one type of atom. For example, iron. Iron is an element because it contains only iron atom. The second one is sulfur element. Sulfur is an element because it only contains the sulfur atoms. When a mixture of iron and sulfur is heated strongly, each iron atom join up with the sulfur atom to form a molecule of iron sulfide. The elements in a compound cannot be separated easily. Here you can see the picture in which sulfur atom and the iron atoms heated strongly and they form iron sulfide. FeS is the formula for iron sulfide. Next is interesting fact. Compounds have very different properties from the chemical properties of the elements from which they are made. For example, hydrogen sulfide, that is a rotten egg gas, is much more poison than the either hydrogen or the sulfur. Next, we are going to discuss about the physical and the chemical changes. Lots of changes happen all the time in our lives. Milk goes sour, gas is lit on a cooker, paper crumbled, ice melts into a cold drink, water boils to produce steam, and a glass breaks when it is dropped onto a hard floor. Changes like these can be divided into two categories. One is physical changes and the second one is chemical changes. The objective is to study the difference between a physical and a chemical change. A physical change is a change in which no new substances are made and the internal molecular structure stays the same. A physical change alters the form of a substance but does not change it to another substance. It means that it backs to its original form. It changes the shape or size. It dissolves. It changes phases. For example, freezes, boiling, evaporation, condensation. Here is an example, making an orange juice. When we squeeze the orange juice, it will remain orange juice. It does not convert it into another form, for example into milk or into water. It always remains orange juice. Physical changes occur when the matter changes its property but not its chemical nature. Physical change is a temporary change and it is a reversible change. Reversible change means that it can be back into its original form. Physical properties changes could include a change in the texture, shape, size, color, volume, weight, density, order, and mass. Here are the examples of the physical changes in which which you can see the changes that are reversible. Common is ice melting. Ice changes into the water and water is then changed into the ice when freezed. Here we are going to discuss about the chemical changes. Chemical changes are the changes matter undergoes when it becomes new or different matter. It burns, temperature changes without heating or cooling, it changes color, it forms a precipitate, or it bubbles, which means gas. Chemical change is a permanent change and it is irreversible change. When a substance undergoes a chemical change, it is changed into a different substance with the different properties. It's totally changed and does not come to its original form, like in physical change, that is the reversible change. To identify a chemical change, look for signs such as a color change, bubbling, fizzing, light production, smoke, and the presence of heat. For example, baking a cake. Here are some examples of a chemical change in which new substance, new thing are formed and that does not change into its original or back to its original form. A chemical change occurs when fireworks are used. Fireworks are made up of metals such as magnesium or copper. These changes chemically as they light up as the sky. And toasting or burning is also a chemical change. Reversible chemical change. Reversible chemical change means product come back to its original form. For example, if blue copper sulfate is heated, it turns white because water is driven off. When the water is added to the white copper sulfate, then it is turned into blue color again. Now, this is your homework. You have to do these pages 73, 75, 76 and 77 and 80 on your copies. Please submit your homework on Friday. These assignments will give you grades or marks. Please submit your assignments on date. Thank you.